Hello, everyone. MiniMax recently released an open-source video model that can run locally. I recently used it to create 3 different examples, so I want to share the complete process from the perspective of a beginner who is just starting to make AI videos. Okay, now that you have seen all 3 videos, I will explain them one by one and show the workflow and prompts behind each result. First, my computer setup, an RTX 4090 with 24 gigabytes of VRAM. As you can see on the right, generating a 15-second video in 20 steps takes over 200 seconds. At 768p, it takes more than 1,000 seconds. This is the workflow for my first video. It is basic and straightforward, making it easy for a beginner like me to start. I can ignore the other settings for now. I only need to focus on this first panel in the workflow. This section contains the prompt, while these controls let me choose the output resolution. These settings control the aspect ratio and duration. My first video is 15 seconds long in a vertical 9:16 format, so I used these values. For me, the hardest part was writing the prompt. Most of my experimentation happened here. So how should we write a prompt that is clear and effective? Before starting, I found MiniMax's official H3 prompt writing skill on GitHub and installed it locally to help me create clearer, more effective prompts. I then gave the skill to Codex. This is my Codex workspace, and you can see that the skill has been added here to assist me throughout the entire creative process. Then I kept talking with Codex and refining the prompt round by round. I described my idea, and it converted everything into a clear, structured prompt. The first video has 4 similarly structured shots with different scenes: Shot 1, Shot 2, Shot 3, and Shot 4. Based on my concept, Codex wrote the prompts and practical instructions needed to create each individual shot. It is difficult to get everything right on the first attempt, so I created many versions and kept refining them until I was satisfied with this final result at last. Because the model runs locally, I can repeat the entire experiment without paying for every new attempt. This lowers the barrier for anyone learning AI video, leaving room to explore ideas, make mistakes, and keep experimenting without extra fees. Once the ComfyUI workflow is ready, I click Run and the model begins generating the video automatically. This final version is exactly what I wanted. You can preview it here. The visuals, creative direction, and background music were generated together in one pass, making the result feel complete. I was very happy with the result because it matched my original idea, a creative summer video about going to the beach, enjoying the sunshine, and spending time with friends. As I mentioned, my local render was 768p. I then used MiniMax's official API to enhance the video and upscale it into a sharper 2K version. Here's how I did it. I provided the script, the generated video, and the original prompt as inputs for the upscaling process. The process started automatically. After waiting about 6 to 8 minutes, the new 2K version was complete and ready for me to review. Now I will place both versions side by side so we can compare the results. Here are both videos together. The 2K version is on the left and the original is on the right. The regenerated version has better detail. The ocean horizon, textures, and entire image look cleaner and sharper. Generating 2K locally would require much more powerful hardware. The official service instead gives us a convenient way to turn a lower resolution local render into a polished 2K result. That completes the workflow tutorial for my first video. Next, I will briefly show you the second and third examples. The second video was also prompt-driven. This time, I made a music video with visual cuts synchronized to the beat instead of following a traditional story. I wanted to see whether MiniMax could follow the music and match its rhythm accurately. My instruction was to change the image on every drum beat. It followed that direction, respected the timing of each cut, and delivered the effect I wanted. I created this prompt by discussing my idea with AI and using the same H3 prompt writing skill. That covers the prompt-only method for generating videos with MiniMax. Next, we can move to an image-based workflow. Next, I will show how a still reference image can become the starting point for a complete video. This workflow is similar. The main difference is that it loads an image before processing the prompt. I added a prompt and used an ancient Chinese court painting as the reference, showing people and everyday activities inside an imperial palace. I wanted the painted figures to come alive, so I described their movements in the prompt. Here they are playing chess, and in another result they are playing ball. I think both work well. I generated 3 clips and joined them together, like the opening sequence you saw earlier, with one scene following another. Traditional style music gives the sequence atmosphere and makes it feel fresh. Overall, I think the open-source MiniMax H3 model is excellent for local deployment, creative testing, and experimentation. It lets me turn an idea into a real video. The process feels creative, rewarding, and fun to explore. As a developer, this was my first creative video project, so the experience was new and taught me a lot. I am still a beginner, so I wanted to share what I learned, including how I built the workflows, refined the prompts, handled problems, and found practical solutions. All the workflows, scripts, and source assets from this presentation will be released on GitHub, so anyone interested can download, study, and reuse them. If you need these resources, feel free to download them. That is everything I wanted to share today. Thank you for watching. Bye.